What's the title?
Finger reading.
What's wrong with the boy?
The boy had accidentally poked his eye with an awl. That was one of his father's tools.
Right. So, can he see?
No, he couldn't see.
Right. The boy cannot see. And where did the doctor stand?
The doctor stood between the boy and his stepfather.
What year was it?
This was 1812.
How old is the boy?
The boy is 3-year-old.
Where had the infection spread to?
The eye had quickly become infected. The infection had spread to the other eye.
Right. And nowadays, the infection of Omicron is spreading everywhere. Right?
Yes.
Let's move on to page 4. In those days, did blind children go to school?
No, in those days, blind children did not go to school.
Who helped Louis enter a local school?
Local priest and a teacher.
Who did the man ask to help Louis?
These two men helped Louis enter a local school.
So who are those two men?
They asked a rich man to help the boy.
Right. Who did the man ask to help Louis?
They asked a rich man to help the boy.
Who gave Louis money?
A rich man gave Louis money.
Where did Louis go to school?
Then he could go to a special school for the blind in Paris.
Okay, next page. How many special books did the school have?
The school had only 14 of them.
What did the books have?
These special books had raised letters.
Were the books small?
No, these books were very big, very heavy.
Have you ever seen those books for blind?
No.
본 적 없어? 점자책?
한 번도.
그랬구나. Okay, next page. What did the one small light expose?
The one small light exposed their position to the enemy.
Right. What system did sonography use?
Sonography is sonography system used arrangements of raised dots and dashes.
What did the soldiers read messages with?
Soldiers could read messages with their fingers in the dark without a light.
Next page. What did Barbier attend at the Louvre?
Later, Barbier attended a science and industry exhibition at the Louvre.
Okay. What did the exhibition include?
It included books for the blind.
When was the director replaced?
The director was replaced a few days later.
Right. A few days later, the director was replaced. What did Louis Braille think about the new system?
When Louis first tried the new system, he was excited. It was easy. It really was something better.
Right. What did Louis Braille think was the problem with the new books?
It took a lot of time to read the page. And these books too were large, heavy, and very expensive.
Right. What was Louis thinking about while he was sitting on a rock?
He was thinking about the problem of the books for the blind.
Okay. What kind of problem did the dash make?
The dashes took up too much space.
Exactly. And what kind of idea did Louis suddenly get?
The idea was to represent letters only with dots.
Okay, next page. What did Louis do with his father's awl?
Using that idea, Louis Braille punched out the letter with his father's awl. Then he punched out the word, then a phrase, then a sentence.
Could he read it with his fingers easily?
Yes.
Yes. He could read it quickly and easily. How many people around the world benefit from Braille?
Today, 45 million blind people all over the world benefit from Braille. I can't see, Father. I can't see at all, the little boy cried. The doctor stood between the boy and his sad father. I'm sorry, there's nothing more I can do, he said. Please, there must be something, pleaded the father. This was 1812. The doctor had tried all the medicines he knew. Nothing had helped the 3-year-old boy. This little boy had accidentally poked his eye with an awl. That was one of his father's tools. The eye had quickly become infected. The infection had spread to the other eye. Thus, Louis Braille started his life as a blind person. He was a bright boy. There were some difficulties, but he adapted to his new situation. He played with his friends. He did not demand special treatment. In those days, blind children did not go to school, but a local priest and the teacher knew that adaptation was important for Louis. These two men helped Louis enter a local school. Later, they asked a rich man to help the boy. He gave Louis money. Then he could go to a special school for the blind in Paris. For the first time, Louis used special books for the blind in Paris. These books were very big, very heavy, and very difficult to use. The school had only 14 of them. These special books had raised letters. The reader had to feel each letter. It took a long time to read a sentence that way. Louis had often forgotten the beginning of a sentence when he got to the end of it. He knew there had to be a better way. Charles Barbier found a better way. He invented the better way from wartime experience. During the Napoleonic Wars, the soldiers at the front used a light to read messages at night. The one small light exposed their position to the enemy. As a result, many of them were killed. So Barbier invented a system called sonography. This system used arrangements of raised dots and dashes. Soldiers could read messages with their fingers in the dark without a light. Later, Barbier attended a science and artistry exhibition at the Louvre. It included books for the blind. He knew blind children had much difficulty in reading with their fingers. He tried to interest the director of the school in his writing system, but the director was not interested. Fortunately, the director was replaced a few days later. The new director showed a lot of interest. When Louis first tried the new system, he was excited. It was easy. It really was something better. Still, it took a long time to read the page. These books, too, were large, heavy, and very expensive. There had to be something better. Louis had to find it. Louis went back to his home in the country on vacation. One day, he was sitting on a rock, juggling one of his father's awls. He was thinking about the problem of the books for the blind. Barbier used dots and dashes to represent letters. Louis thought this was an excellent idea. Still, it was not enough of an improvement. The dashes took up too much space. Suddenly, the awl in his hand gave him an idea. The idea was to represent letters only with dots. Using that idea, Louis Braille punched out the letter with his father's awl. Then he punched out a word, then a phrase, then a sentence. Then he tried to read it with his fingers. He could read it quickly and easily. At last, he could remove the dashes in Barbier's system. Louis Braille had found the better way to make books for the blind. He had solved his own problem and also the problem of countless blind people. Today, 45 million blind people all over the world benefit from Braille.